If you like our podcast, you'll probably enjoy another one called Web 2 Plus 1, hosted by our friend Violetta. She does fascinating in-depth interviews with leading tech entrepreneurs in blockchain and crypto. Check out the link in the description for further details. Welcome back to the Epic Web3 podcast. I'm your host, as always, Alex. I'm co-founder of Epic Web3. In Epic Web3, we make professional events for Web3 builders all over the world. Our next events basically are in Brussels. We are hosting several different events there. There will be L2Con, there will be Restaking Day, and there will be our first hackathon dedicated to decentralized AI. And my guest today is Harsh Rajat, project lead and one of the co-founders of Push Protocol, the communication layer of Web3. Harsh, welcome to the show.
Hey Alex, really excited to be here. Of course, also excited about this decentralized AI con that you guys are planning. So yeah.
Awesome. So, to start, maybe you just give a brief introduction about Push Protocol. What are you building now? I think you've been around for quite a while, 4 years and a half, I suppose, or even more. So, yeah, I think it was quite a journey for you. So, can you tell where you did start? Where did you start, and where are you now?
Of course. Yeah, 4 years is like 40 years in crypto, right?
Exactly.
But yeah, let's start with what is Push Protocol. So Push Protocol is a communication layer for Web3, for the entire Web3. Though we started with EVM. What does that mean? Well, it basically means that Push Protocol enables dApps, protocols, smart contracts, or even any backend to send communication, including notification and messaging, which is tied to your wallet address. And why is that important? Well, just think about it. Like, what what is the thing that you use when you interact with anything in Web3? Well, you interact with a protocol in Web3, and the only way you interact with that protocol is via wallet address. So, in a way, this wallet address is your Web3 username, right? And the protocol also only knows about your wallet address. It doesn't know about your identity. So it only knows that this wallet address has your ENS, or this wallet address has taken a loan, or this wallet address is involved in governance, or involved in a layer 2 to layer 1 transaction, or any other things. So by that very nature, it made so much sense that this wallet address or your Web3 username should have a communication layer, so that the protocol can send a notification to you whenever your ENS domain expires, or whenever your DeFi loan is about to be liquidated, or whenever you are doing governance and the proposal moves in, or whenever you do limit orders on intent protocols or any dexes, or even whenever you want to receive news from different crypto companies. All of this should go to your wallet. And that was the genesis of, or the thesis of Push Protocol, to enable just that. The way we do that is we take this communication payloads and we tie it to your account address, just like how Ethereum ties your financial data to your wallet account. Essentially does that, but for all things communication. And because of this, you basically get that same cool interface and cool UI that you are accustomed to in Web2, wherein you'll get up in the morning and you'll look at your phone and you'll see all the notifications from all the apps, whether it's Amazon delivery, PayPal payments, and so on. But now you can do that for Web3. We started back in 2020, and of course, we had some very cool partners because of its push crew. So from then to now, we basically have sent over 70 million notifications to over 180,000 subscribers. And we work with protocols such as Coindesk, Bankless, MetaMask, Shapeshift, by Decentraland, on Arbitrum, and Unstoppable Domains, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's basically the gist of push protocol. Of course, we started with notifications because that was what was needed, and then we came with wallet-to-wallet messaging, which is built on top of notifications. Idea was again take a leaf from Web2. You once you got notifications, after that WhatsApp was needed for communication and socializing, and after that real-time communication such as video and audio FaceTime calls were needed, and that is what push followed, but for Web3 as well. So we recently launched our token gated group chat, which basically allows cryptographic proofs of a wallet to ensure that you can only join and chat in a group which has certain conditions attached to it, and so on and so forth. We will definitely talk about it more in detail. I think I digress. So this is what push is about. Uh, as for me, yeah, I have been in the space from 2016. I was a trader from 2016 to 2018, so I'm not counting that as my Web3 experience. But after that, I went into learning about DeFi, learning about smart contracts. 2020, I realized that this was the missing piece of Web3, and just wanted to work on it. We were lucky to be in the right place at the right time, and we basically invented communication for Web3.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the intro. So let's dive in deeper. First of all, I cannot say I'm super hardcore crypto user myself, but anyways, I'm using different wallets, different DeFi protocols, DEXs, and something, and I haven't seen any notifications yet. So probably not every wallet supports it yet. So how big is the adoption in general, adoption of these technologies? You said that 80,000 people are subscribed to the notification. I don't know. Is it
180,000.
big? Is it big? Is it how big is it? I mean, for Web 2, these are small, rather
These are
small
small
numbers.
numbers, yeah.
Yeah, for Web 3, 80,000 real users is a lot. Yeah, how big is the general adoption of the Web3 messaging, of the Web3 notifications?
I think it's picking up a lot. A couple of very big integrations that we have done in Q1 is our integration with unstoppable domains. That basically means that notifications and group chat are now exposed to 3.8 million users. And then we also have our Snap out with MetaMask, which basically means that you don't even have to download any other wallet to use these notifications. You can just go to MetaMask and install Snap, and you'll be good to go. In fact, MetaMask now has a specific tab called notifications, just because of push and other companies that are working in this space now. In terms of adoption, so I would say it's pretty big on Ethereum now. It's really picking up. Just a couple of examples like Shapeshift has integrated us, Decentraland has integrated us, Bankless Coindesk has integrated us. We work with Lens as well. We work with Aave as well. And we work with around 300 plus protocols just in Ethereum now. So on Ethereum, yes, I think it's picking up a lot of stream. But the vision was, of course, the entire Web3, and that is something that we are executing in Q3. We have this version 3 of the protocol coming out that basically enables notification and messaging to be enabled not only just for EVM but for non-EVMs as well. So that was the plan all along, like to work on making sure that all the features are perfect, a small set of channels and with a small set of protocols. I cannot say it's a small anymore because yeah, in Ethereum it's gotten very big, but it can be much much bigger. As you said, like 180,000. It's not a very cool number for Web2 companies. It's a good number for Web3 companies, but yeah, our vision is like a billion users on Web3, or almost all users on Web3 will be using push. So in that sense, we are just getting started.
Yeah, got you. And you mentioned that you've built a wallet to wallet messaging protocol as well. So can you explain why users could use it actually? I mean, instead of Telegram, Discord, whatever.
That's an question actually. I mean, the vision was already there because when you think about notifications, you're thinking about communication, and then you cannot just stop at notification for Web3, right? The communication is so much bigger, and we knew that this wallet to wallet messaging and even video and audio calls we have to get. We do have support for video and audio calls as well, but that's an alpha right now. So let's talk about messaging. So we ask ourselves the same question, like why would someone who's using Telegram would want to use a Web3 native service? And most of the time, founders get it wrong that if the users are in it for the tech, so they will just switch. I have a very contrary opinion on that, that the user is not in it for the tech. The devs are in it for the tech, but users are in it for the feature. Wherein if the feature gives you that much that 10x effect in terms of effortlessness and in terms of the thing it can do, only then something will be useful. And we have seen that, like we have seen that with account abstraction coming in, we are reaching, or the users or the amount of users we are onboarding in Web3 is increasing. And that's the same thing we see everywhere with gasless transactions or with intent based transaction, that these things only happen, or these things only get adoption when you have the feature developed in a way which is superior than the Web2 counterpart. And that was the reason why we launched this wallet to wallet messaging with gated chats as the main USP instead of wallet to wallet messaging. Idea was that wallet to wallet messaging, yes, it's super cool. It's going to be super important when you are going to send transactions, when you are going to confirm things out, because you won't have to confirm something on TG with someone and then send the transaction. So that part, yes, that is one USP of wallet to wallet messaging. But other than that, there was no USP until you bring this gated group chat concept in, which is what pushed it. So let me explain what gated are. So gated groups are basically a group that that the owner can define, like what amount of tokens or what amount of NFTs are required to join that group, and then they can also define who can send those messages or who can send message in the group based on, again, XYZ amount of tokens. And also they can define who can be the owners or who can be the admins based on the on-chain characteristics. Now what does this unlock? Well, if you think about it in a shallow view, it doesn't seem like a lot. But once you go deeper, you basically see that it unlocks this community part of Web3, wherein you can now have groups wherein, let's say, if you have held Ethereum for 5 years, then it unlocks that. You can basically have a community wherein Ethereum users of 5 years are coming and talking, and you know that they are the Ethereum users of 5 years because this is cryptographically secured with on-chain data. Then other form of community it unlocks is, like, let's say if you are a whale of Ethereum, now all of a sudden this gated group means that you can talk with like-minded people. Then let's say if you have a DAO, all of a sudden now you have a way wherein you know that these people who are your DAO members, only they are talking, and it goes on deeper. You can also get loyalty points involved, wherein if a person is using your protocol a lot more, they have the rights to administer this group or even become owners. So all of these things combined, you can now unlock this loyalty, reward, and community programs in Web3. And that is exactly what Unstoppable Domains did with us. Now, if you go to Unstoppable Domain, if you have a badge, let's say if you are an ENS holder, then you can join a group wherein only all the ENS holders are there. So it unlocks a lot of cool things that we are just seeing. For example, if you have a board ape, now you have a group where all the board ape members are. Now you can negotiate about those NFTs. On DAO, you can basically form proposals. If you are a developer, then you can token gate it with POAPs. Now, if you have 40 POAPs, then you are part of this group and everyone knows that you are a developer. So this kind of ushers in this community effect for Web3. It builds only further from this because this gated group chat, this is a composable part on which we are building spaces and audio and video calls. So now you can have spaces wherein only developers are a part of it, or you can make it like that people who want to speak, they need to have some credentials. So that is the major USP of Web3 native chat, which Telegram cannot do. And that is what we think makes push chat really, really powerful and kind of a step up from Telegram. Having said that, we really, really like Web2. And because of that, we also wanted the feature set apart from this new feature that we are bringing. We really wanted the tech set to be really, really powerful. So we have, I mean, I'm very proud to say that we did just that. Like in our gated groups, you can even have 25,000 users in a single group. Just for context, WhatsApp only allows 1,000 people in the group. Uh, Even other protocol, which is Signal, right? It also only allows 1,000 people in the group. So in a way, like push chat has already superseded like Web2 chats, which are secure and truly, truly encrypted to basically have this hyper scalable groups. So yeah, both of these two things we feel are the reason why people would want to use push chat apart from Telegram to take part in all things Web3.
Do you already see some really interesting implementations? So, I mean, what are your favorite use cases so far for this? I don't know, token gated groups or something else you mentioned.
For sure, for sure. So token gated groups or even custom gated groups, people domain, I see them leading this with the communities they have formed. I think they have formed over 400 plus communities till now using token gating via push protocol. That is something which is very exciting. An upcoming project, which is I think Perks, they are building on the loyalty side of things. So that's also very interesting, and they have also integrated push. So yeah, those two projects we are very very excited about.
Do you see a problem that users tend to use Web3 wallets? They tend to have, I don't know, several different wallets. They tend to change these wallets due to lack of privacy in blockchain. And from what I see, Web3 wallet should have become a kind of a unique identity, but in fact, it still isn't, and it's far from that because users prefer to remain anonymous in Web3. So, and is it a problem for Web3 messaging in general?
There are two questions over here. So first is about Web3 wallet as an identity. What we feel and what Bush feels and the way we are architecting this, feel that a Web3 user can have multiple wallets, and those wallets will also not be on the same chain or even in the same network or the EVM network or non EVM network. So I do see that every user that I've met, they will probably have some accounts on Polygon, some accounts on Ethereum, some account on even Bitcoin, and some account on Solana. So there is this aggregate identity that we definitely need to have, wherein people can pick and choose like these wallets belong to me, and this is my Web3 identity. We are working on Push V3 addresses that with the inclusion of Push DIT, wherein you as a user can have multiple wallets, and you can remove and add those wallets as well. So your identity becomes a user identity instead of your wallet identity. So that is one thing. That is how Push is seeing and solving this. On the fact that a wallet needs to be an identity, just because what we see or what we have seen, we kind of believe that a user will have multiple wallets, and there's no harm in it, because to think about it, that is exactly what we do in real world. No one has a single wallet. We might start with a single wallet, but then we'll switch. It might be that we'll maintain hot wallets and cold wallets, or it might be that we will even maintain NFTs like Lens, which handles our social login, and we keep on sending those NFTs out. So the way we see it, the way to solve this problem is to have a aggregate Web3 identity, wherein you can have your wallet address, you can even have your NFTs tied in. This Web3 identity should be like a reverse domain match whenever you are sending communication to either the wallet or either to NFT. Idea being that you have a way now to get these interoperable communications to a user, and the user is free to attach or disassociate a wallet or even an NFT when they want, which I think works very well, in my opinion. But yeah, that's my viewpoint and identity, and whether one wallet will be a part of a Web3 identity. I do feel that multiple wallets would be, just also borrowing from Bitcoin standards. So Bitcoin basically says that whenever you're sending something to an address, send it to a different address every time, or keep on rotating your addresses, which basically means that you need to have an aggregate identity just to solve this problem. And this is also true in Web 2. Like sometimes we make our email and then we realize that we might have given too much information out, and we make a new email, or when maybe we start over. So, and a lot of domains or a lot of services also give you this option of changing your email, which I think is something that we need to borrow from Web 2.
Got you. And what about the security issues, such as that the fact that users tend to, again, like, use different wallets for example, for storing a lot of money. Like, they are afraid of connecting wallets to different services, active wallets with funds. They are afraid of connecting them to different services, and so how do you plan to manage this? That, I mean, for example, to use, I wouldn't use a wallet with a lot of funds for messaging. I prefer to store funds on ideally on a cold wallet, right? So it can end up like people using, like, just create new wallet just for messaging because it's safer for them, right?
Right, right. So we probably we actually thought about this. So we have addressed it in two ways. Like first thing is, push user is not tied to the private key of your wallet. What happens is, like when you create a push user or your identity, what happens is that we create a PGP key for you that is created locally on your machine. PGP key is what WhatsApp uses as well. And then this PGP key is encrypted by your wallet, which basically means that only the owner of the wallet is able to unlock the PGP key. But after that, this PGP key is used to handle all your communication. Now, it is cooler implementation in a lot of sense. Like A, it makes it wallet agnostic. Basically means that, let's say after you have a wallet on Ethereum, but for some reason you also want to try with a wallet of Solana. Now, if you have this PGP or double encryption, you can do that without compromising your private keys anywhere. So that is one thing or one way by which we make sure that the private keys of the users, they are not exposed. They are only used to do authentication, and after that, everything is done from the PGP key. And the other thing that we have, or the other thing that we are introducing, is that as a user, you can either add all the accounts that you want to have access to as your push user, or you can also do delegation, which basically means that you say that this push user, I'm delegating this wallet address to send messages and communication on behalf of this push user. Because this PGP key or part of it is delegated and not your private key, this becomes like this very secure part wherein you're never exposing your private key out, and still you're able to attach communication to it in case you want to.
Yeah, that sounds pretty secure. Why do you think XMPP didn't take off? Because from the outside view, it looks like they are doing the same things, but I
Yeah,
think
I think
they
XMPP
didn't get a lot of
started.
adoption. Yeah.
Yeah, XMPP started after us. I think a couple of years after us. I'd say it's the same thing. Like we once when we were building notifications, we had this years of experience to understand that you need to have something extra for your user. It should not be a one is to one replacement, because one is to one replacement on Web3 really sucks. Web3 is slow by that very nature. So if you do one is to one replacement, it's like, oh, here's a slower email, or here a slower form of YouTube, or a slower form of getting things done, which basically doesn't work in Web3, and a lot of companies are realizing and pivoting that out. So I think what XMPP focused on was DMs and even introducing payments, and not having this scam protection. Like whenever you're doing chat on push user or notification, we make sure that the other user opts in first before the conversation is completely locked or unfiltered. So I think these are the things which XMPP didn't do, and to give credit to them, I think now they are trying to work on it. So that's the case. There's also this case that Web3 is too early. Like right now, we are looking into account abstraction and consumer content. So it's not that this field will not pick up. I do feel that this field of communication, it works and it shines brilliantly when you have consumer apps already in and people are using it, and people will only use it when the feature set improve. So yeah, that's the reason I feel that probably XMPP do well, and then they kind of focus on one is to one replacement instead of expanding the boundaries of Web3 or introducing new features so that people are more attracted to using this Web3 version of chat.
So how do you see the future of this landscape? Do you want to be like the standard protocol for all Web3 messaging and everything, or do you think there
Yes.
will be different protocols? I don't know, different messaging tools. So how do you see the future landscape?
Because this is Web3 is interoperable, in the long term, I see push basically becoming this is standard all throughout. But in the short and midterm, I do see other people also taking a stab at it. And that's the cool thing of Web3. Like we should not hamper that. Just for example, like Bitcoin came and Bitcoin gave us this digital money, smart money, but then or digital money. But then Ethereum came and they gave us smart money or programmable money. And then Solana is trying to come in and probably trying to things fast, though they are still very centralized if you talk to some people or the other. But in all of these cases, what you see is that you already establish a fundamental block of doing something, and someone is coming and trying to do things differently. And then the community is deciding who should they align to. And that is the beauty of Web3, because innovation is happening in parallel with thousands of people and thousands of projects trying to do a different version of L2 or L1. And that basically is never heard of. So I think, yeah, in short to midterm, there will be a lot of protocols that will try these things out. In the long term, they will align in themselves to one protocol, or one protocol will emerge as a winner, while the other protocols will navigate to their own niche.
And what do you think about Web3 social? Is it something different from messaging, or is it connected? What do you think of Lens,
I think
Farcaster, anything else?
Yeah, yeah. I love Lens. I love Forecaster. I think Web3 Social solves this problem which people don't get, or they're starting to get. So whenever I'm explaining Web3 Social to other people, I tell them, or I give them this example. Like, you are the person, right? And if you are in a city and you have 10 friends, it doesn't mean that if you change city, those 10 friends will be zero friends and you will have to start all over again. But this is the same thing which Web2 Social kind of forces you to do. If you are on Twitter, you have 100 followers. It doesn't mean that if you go to LinkedIn, you'll start with that 100 followers, even if those 100 followers are on LinkedIn. And that is where Web3 Social shines, because now you have a new feature wherein you are saying that you accrue value as your identity. So if you have 100 friends somewhere, and if you move to some other platform, those 100 friends remain and you can grow, which is a fantastic thing, in my opinion, and it will keep on building up. I don't think Web3 Social has picked up so much, but I do think that this concept, along with the concept of creators earning money, with the Firecaster concept of open frames, which, by the way, Push Chat is also going to support very, very soon. Uh, all of this letting people know that this is the new way to do social. Again, there are some user friction points that we still need to solve. Lens, for example, giving out NFTs, that's not sustainable unless you move to a cheaper chain. People having this friction of logging in with a wallet, Firecaster is eliminating that. That is why they're growing a bit more. But yeah, in all of this, the thing that shines again is that all of these people, they are trying to provide a feature which is not there in Web2, and that is why they are finding some traction. But at the same time, the user friction of Web3, until that is eliminated, consumer content cannot come and thrive.
Do you think push protocol should be integrated in this three social apps? For example, I don't know. For example, Farcaster has direct costs, right? So I can text you directly. As far as I know, it's not powered by push protocol, right? So why Robcast, for example, should integrate push? So what is your pitch to your social developers?
Cool. So pitch to Varun, then or to the Parcaster team. I think what they have done, like they wanted to do Web2 and then go to Web3. That was very, very cool. Make the experience as seamless as you can. The reason why they should switch to push chat, a gated groups, like the amount of research that we have done and the amount of people that you can have in a gated group, that is not there, I think, even in Farcaster's side as well. So switching to push will instantly give them that, will instantly give them gated chats. As I said, that we have spaces and audio and video call in alpha, but all of this also takes from the gated groups. So their communities can instantly have access to those things. And because Push is a interoperable protocol which is already integrated in Unstoppable Domain, mobile app, as well as their website, Shapeshift wallet, Universal wallet, and in few other wallets as well. This also gives them distribution, wherein if the user is on Firecaster and are using any other wallets, they can still have the conversation flowing. So that would be my pitch to them, like what they can do to instantly improve the messaging experience on their platform.
Okay. What is your main channel to attract developers, builders, founders of different apps?
So we we focus a lot on our documentation because we know developers are shy. I am shy whenever I'm integrating something. I don't want to go and speak with someone. So best place is push.org/docs. It has all the examples, all the playground. People can just quickly dive in. Even the playgrounds are on the website
Yeah,
itself.
but I must be I must be already interested in your technology to come to the docs side.
Okay. So what's the question then?
I mean, so as far as I understand, so you're a protocol, so you basically B2B company. So your users are developers who are integrating the protocol to their apps, to their games, to their whatever. So you need to attract those developers. You need to tell about push protocol. Of course, this kind of podcast is a great way to tell about what you do. But what are the channels work best for you? I don't know. Maybe you take part in hackathons.
We
I don't
do.
know.
We do take part in hackathons. We started from a hackathon, 8th Global 2020. So we love to go to hackathons, and feature that we launched, like hackers are the first one to have access to it. So that has worked very well. Usually now we just DM someone directly on Telegram, even though my Telegram says I will not DM you. That's an exception for other Web3 founders. Or we reach out to them via Twitter. Most of the time, they reach out via inbound lead because we have a lot of content, and thankfully, a lot of our supporters and community members talk about Bush whenever it's mentioned. So, Twitter, I think, is the main gateway from which we get those leads. And then it's Telegram. Telegram, like people connect us, like our investors, whether it's Jump, whether it's Tiger Global, whether it's Balaji Srinivasan, and 70 plus or so investors. They usually create a group with any other potential product that they think will benefit out of notifications or out of messaging.
So you're now focusing more on more, I would say, sustainable products than those who are just creating something from scratch.
So we are not really. If someone is creating something from scratch, notifications can give them the edge. Maybe messaging will not be right now very important for them, but notification is something which will enable re-engagement, and that is something that will be used throughout. Like any Web2 app needs notification. For chat or for messaging, they can do support once they start growing up. But that is the reason, like, why we don't have to convince a lot of folks when it comes to notification or communication, like why to use. So yeah, even if someone is early, I think push gives them this huge advantage to trump over the competition. Then if they are building the same thing, or if they are doing a different take on that thing, any mode of communication. So that's there. For mature channels or for mature projects, of course, push basically make sure that the people that are using them, they are really, really engaged, and they are really, really satisfied. Because now these mature channels can tell their users what important thing is happening for them, instead of them coming back to that app or them coming back to the platform. So in both the cases, I think push is really, really critical.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think notifications are real important because even us, we are not a Web3 native product, but when we just started Epic Web3, we created our NFTs and we dropped them to our loyal users. What we faced with was that we needed to collect emails as well because
Yeah,
otherwise you just cannot communicate with those NFT holders anymore. Everybody says like
exactly.
give your loyal users NFTs. Okay, they're loyal, but what I can do with them? I mean, I cannot even communicate with them. So yeah, I think notifications is definitely the missing piece. And when it really takes off, I mean, it might be huge. I hope I hope
Awesome,
it works.
awesome. Yes.
I also wanted to ask you a couple of questions about the fundraising process. So I think I read that your latest round, it was 10 million Series A in 2022, I suppose. I
Yeah.
think it was before the FTX and everything, so market conditions were more or less okay back then. So what was your main pitch to the investors? Was it hard to convince them? Because from what I see, everybody's raising for, I don't know, new blockchain, new layer two, new something, new network. Web3 messaging is probably not so easy to raise funds, not so mainstream. I don't know. Was it hard for you, and what was the main reason for investors to invest?
Yeah, I have so many cool stories around the investment round. It was not that hard. I think we got very good investors. Good investors, I think, are the reason why Web3 keeps on pushing the boundaries, wherein they don't really look in what is trending to back. They are looking in what's the future to back. So when we raised our Series A, we went to these investors with a slightly higher valuation than what the token was at that point of time for some people. And the idea for that was that when we get these investors, we are getting them really interested for the long run. Because if we are raising at a slightly higher valuation than what the token is doing, then the only person who's going to come is other people who will see the vision and who will really believe in it. And I think that really worked well for us because during bear market, we didn't had investors any pressure on us. It was more around the tech or the vision and what we are doing and what we are believing. So that was the cool part about the raise. When we were raising, because we had raised our seed before, and we had promised that we'll only go for Series A once we have this product market fit. We did that when we were doing our seed and extended seed. Because of that, I think we had a lot of goodwill in the market and a lot of investors backing those technical things, which basically helped us convert people faster. Of course, there are few stories wherein I had met an investor during the seed. Unfortunately, he couldn't be onboarded because he wanted us to do a equity round, but that we were already doing SAFT and the round was almost closed. And he was a big investor. Like I think he backed Uniswap. But yeah, we basically spoke about the vision, and he had few things, and we kind of vibed well. And then 2 years later, I'm speaking to Tiger Global or some other company, some other VC, and this VC reached out to him, and they just wanted this VC just wanted a due diligence check. So the check was that we are very cool people with a very big vision what we are building, and that kind of helped get the due diligence done faster. So my advice to people like whoever are early founders, I basically have three advice. Like one is to start from a hackathon, because once you start from a hackathon, what you do is like no matter how cool of a product you have, what happens is that this hackathon have mentors and stewards that are trained in letting you know that this technology is upcoming, please use that. For example, when I started, console.log was not very popular in a smart contract. But then around that point of time, because I was going through a hackathon, someone told me that hard hat is here. Try that. And now I think Tenderly is here, which is very, very powerful. So all of these tools, all of these Web3 tools, you get to know. And the other side of when you start from a hackathon is that you are judged by people who are Web3 leaders. So we were judged by Mariano Conti, Mintao, Patrick Collins. And then 6 months later, once we wanted to raise, connected us to Mariano Conti. And Mariano Conti sent us this YouTube clip of when he was judging us saying, remember me. And that was the start of a very beautiful relationship. And he introduced us to a lot of VCs, which basically also helped us in ways. So that is why you should start from a hackathon. Second thing is you should be shameless in asking questions. Will basically ensure that people and they help you out. Like when we started, we asked questions about how to raise, and we asked them from founders of Web3, like Yanev of the Graph, or Matt from Unstoppable Domain, or Ethereum Foundation, or so many countless other people like DeFi Dad or Dennison of Tally. And all of them, they sat with us and they helped us in getting the pitch right and telling us what we are doing good and what we are not doing good. Of course, hats off to them, because at that point of time, my VC pitch was of 2 hours. And I legit know people have sat for 5 or 6 sessions listening to the same 2 hour pitch just to tell me what I'm doing wrong and how to correct it. So be shameless in asking questions. Like people genuinely love to help you out. And the other thing is like be very open to the community what you are building. Like when we were doing this hackathon, we started posting what we are building and what it can solve. And fortunately, it got the traction. And Dan Finlay of MetaMask replied to it, and many other cool people like Kevin Owaki of Gitcoin replied to it. And through that, we got the connection in, and we also started understanding what is feasible, what is not feasible, and what we are building when we look at the eyes of a crypto wallet, or when we look at the eyes of a Web3 who has been in this space for long. And all of these small things, they add into this snowball effect. So once we started doing that, and after that we went to Gitcoin Grants Round 7, we were the top three projects over there just because of the community backing. And that basically propelled us even further to get grants, and then to basically raise seed and then Series A, which probably is the best part of the journey. Like the snowball effect by just doing those small things. So fundraising, bear market, of course, it's harder than bull market, but keep on doing it. When you start first, it's hard, but as you talk to people, as you ask them for help, your network grows, and that snowball effect keeps on coming in. So my advice would be, don't give out. Like be very persistent. VCs and angels who know the game and who are good, they understand that persistence is the key, and that is one thing they look in the founder. So be persistent, talk to them, ask them what is wrong, work on it, then go back again, talk to it. Eventually, this snowball effect is something that you'll see building, and then it basically is a little bit easier.
Yeah, very nice advice. So are you going to raise a new round this during this cycle, or you're good now?
So yeah, good. There is some very cool things that are coming in push, which I cannot really share. So maybe we'll raise, maybe we'll not. Let's keep that question for the next podcast.
And you mentioned that your initial plan was not to raise Series A before product market fit. So do you think you feel this product market fit now, or is it too early to say?
I think for notifications, definitely we have a product market fit. Uh, we also have push nodes that are coming, which will form the push network and which will support EVM and non EVM both. We have worked on this very cool way to have everything operate with the least amount of friction. So I think yes, we are there. For the next race, hypothetically, if that has to happen, it will happen because the vision has become next more than what it was before. But yeah, we'll see how that goes, Alex. Let's keep those things for some other podcast.
Yeah, okay. There's a good reason to meet again in, I don't know, 1 year or so. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's time to wrap up, and I think I asked most of the questions I planned. Thank you so much for coming. It was really nice talking to you about messaging and Web3 messaging and everything. And yeah, good luck. Good luck with these things you are doing. I can imagine it is hard to, when you're changing the industry. So yeah, good luck with that.
Thanks, Alex. It was really fun. Thanks for inviting me for the podcast.
Thank you.